Well, hello there, and welcome to my second attempt to film my setup of Ubuntu Studio as a creator and graphic designer and someone who cares about their privacy and whatnot. This is by no means perfect. I am not at the end of my journey on learning about all this stuff at the very beginning, but I don't see too many videos like this out there that basically just show how distros are actually used, especially Ubuntu Studio. I saw maybe a couple of really old ones. So I figured I'd just walk you through how I go and set up a fresh install of Ubuntu Studio. I'll get into why this is my second attempt. It has a lot to do with my ADHD and distro hopping. So I'm sure you can figure out what happened to my previous film footage, I guess. No longer use film. So let's just get into it. I've basically done nothing but fix the volume on my microphone and install a driver for my tablet, because that's what was really throwing me off. That's what was not working in my other distro. So let me first I'll just talk a little bit about my microphone. So yeah, I basically fixed the microphone so it wasn't blowing up in your ear. I had to go into the ALSA mixer and mess with the boost. It kept going up high. There was something with pulse wire and the ALSA mixer that was happening. I don't completely understand it, but AI helped me write a little script that and it lowers the volume all the way down, or the volume of the boost anyway, all the way down to 0 every time I start up. My film looks very off from my voice. Video and sound are way off right now, so I'm supposed to be using the low latency kernel. Let me just real quick, because I haven't done anything. Oh, and like I said, I installed the driver for my thing. So real quick, let me add screen capture. Well, apparently it's not going to let me show my desktop, and I thought it would. I don't know why I thought it would while I'm recording. So let me stop recording. I'm going to see what's going on with this delay, make sure I have the low latency kernel. I'm going to check this video and see if it's doing it in the actual video or just on OBS here. But yeah, I'll get right back to you. Alright. So I couldn't screen record with Pipewire for some reason. So I've got this, what is it, the XSHM, I don't even know what that is. I'm going to assume it's not as good. I'm going to see if maybe the Flatpak version will do that. And since this is Ubuntu Studio, it doesn't have Flatpak installed. Let's do that real quick. It's something I was going to do anyway. Let's go to settings, Flatpak backend. Now I know I could just install all this on the terminal. I haven't figured out all this stuff, and I know that Flatpak names are different. I don't understand. Add FlatHub. Okay, that's what my problem is. Try restarting it. I don't understand why it's not popping up here. This should be okay. So I'm gonna remove. No, I can't. Okay, so I do have Flatpaks installed. Because right here you can see Central Repository of Flatpak applications. So what I'm gonna do is get rid of this OBS and install the Flatpak OBS and see if that helps. It did last time, so we'll see. I prefer Flatpaks anyway. This isn't even a snap, so like, I don't know, if there's certain dependencies that it needs that's not in here, whatever. Either snap or Flatpak will have it all packaged. Obviously you Linux users know that stuff, but you know, maybe someone switching over to Linux wouldn't. But yeah, I mean, all this is kind of a pain in the ass. That's why it's such a tough time getting people to switch over, at least creatives anyway. I do know there's a lot of stuff that can replace certain software, and I know Windows comes with a lot of headaches too, and I know most of this isn't Linux's fault, and most of it is just a learning curve. You'd have to learn a lot going to Mac too, or going from Mac to Windows. But, it's just the giant headache. But I'm dedicated to getting off of Windows, at least as much as I can. So, here we go. I'll get the Flatpak. See you in a minute. Well, I'm back, and I decided just to get OBS entirely set up. So it turns out that because I was on X11, I couldn't use the PipeWire screen capture, so that's fine. I just used the other one, and I was able to get all my screens set up. So I probably sound better now. I probably look better. For some reason, I had to actually go in. Here, I'll show you. All right, for some reason, I had to actually go into my properties and change this to 1920 by 1080, even though my camera should already be there. Yeah, look at this. This switched for whatever reason. There we go. Let's do that. Anyways, so I also added these filters: noise suppression, compressor, expander, limiter. You can pause and look at all those if you want. I just got them from AI. I use AI a lot. Go to duck.ai. It actually at least attempts to protect your privacy. So I don't know all the details. I'm sure there's some reason it's not squeaky clean. Some of those security buffs really get into the nitty gritty. I don't know. It's safer than, Google or whatever. So duck.ai, check that out. Also, is it Lumo? Proton has one too, and they allow you so many free queries. Anyways, there's also some filters I can add to these where I will get each individual source captured separately. I forget what it's called. Search it up. It'll pop up. And then there's also a way to get like my microphone audio off of here and have that be completely separate from any desktop audio or any other audio sources. It's probably another, or no, actually it's just a matter, I was going to say it's probably another plugin, but actually it's just a matter of checking and unchecking boxes when you go into like output, advanced, recording. So you'll have these buttons, audio tracks, and then I'm not 100% sure how it all works. Honestly, I had it set up once before. I'll have to, use AI to figure it out again. Let me get off of this crazy repetitive screen. I will move OBS. Oh no, actually, oh yeah, I guess that can go up there. I'm going to move OBS onto a different monitor. So yeah, this is just my TV here. Let's see. Bam. So I just moved it up here. You can see there's absolutely nothing. Up here is the menu bar or taskbar for Ubuntu Studio. I'm going to change that here in just a minute. And then here's my tablet. Bam. This thing right here is a big part of what has been such a pain in my ass getting Linux to work with all the stuff I wanted to work with. And it's not Linux's fault. This is Huion's fault. Huion has not designed their driver to be compatible with Wayland, which is the new window management as far as I understand. I'm still a noob. Pretty sure I'm getting this right. It's the window management shell, software, whatever. It used to be X11. That's what I'm on now is X11 because that's what the driver works with. There is Open Tablet Driver, I believe is what it's called, and it did work for most of the stuff. As I mentioned on my previous video, these dials didn't work with it. I was able to get these buttons to work, which work differently with the driver, the Huion driver. It just acted as a button with Open Driver. With Huion driver, the button works as a selector of what the dial does. But yeah, So basically, I've got 5 buttons, 2 dials. With that open driver, I had 7 buttons, which I guess was fine, but I didn't want to settle. You know, I wanted it to be able to do, because it'll zoom in and out and change brush size, which was not an option with just a button. You know, I can't scale things up and down. It's just a toggle on off if it's a button. You know what I mean? So I settled for X11, and that's why Ubuntu Studio 25.10 wasn't working, is because that's Wayland only. I tried to install X11 on that, and that apparently wiped out my AMD driver, my GPU driver, which made it a big pain in the ass, and I had to, like, it wasn't taking live environments, it wasn't doing anything. I would have to go into graphics mode. I got it installed. I wasn't sure what was going on. Finally, I figured out that I was missing the AMD driver. So look, again, not Linux's fault. I'm being, kind of dumb here, not exactly knowing what's going on, but I'm also a beginner, and, this is why creators will get scared off. I'm determined to make Linux work as much as I can. In fact, I might even try installing Davinci Resolve. It wasn't working on 25.10, but now I'm on 24.04, which does have a X11 session and is also a more long-term support. It's an LTS. So I can be on this till, I think it's like July 07 or something. By which time I'm hoping Huion has received my message and decided to work on their driver. If anyone else is using Huion on Linux, please badger them about this, because they're not going to do it unless their customers demand it. So yeah, lots of frustrations. And this X11 thing is really, it's hard to find a distro that still offers X11. I'd really love to do Cosmic, but it did have lag, and the X11 thing just ain't going to work. It's not on there at all. So yeah, I wanted to get that straight. And this is the tablet screen, because you can see it right there. And let me just, it's not me. Oh, you know what? I don't have the driver open. Let's do that. Here we go. So there it is. I can actually do the dials. There we go. Bring it all the way down onto the tablet. So yeah, do the dials, all that stuff. And it's this one, because there you go. And also, like, you can see the mouse. Ooh. So getting it to do that is the big pain in the butt. And like, I don't know, I'll be making videos where I'm drawing on it, so you'll be able to see like what these buttons do and all that. I can show in later videos, but getting that to work has been one of the biggest pains in the butt about getting Linux to work for me. Obviously also Davinci Resolve, but I've decided that worst comes to worst, I am going to learn Kdenlive either way, just because I do want an open source way to do stuff. But I also do want to learn Davinci Resolve, because it is an industry standard, and I know it can do a lot more than what Kdenlive can do. I know Kdenlive can do a lot, especially if you just learn it, but, I am scared. A lot of open source is not very intuitive and is very frustrating to learn. I've already got a learning disability, so if there's all kinds of roadblocks in my way, I mean, you can see with Linux, I will overcome them. But I've quit and come back several times. And I'm sure it's the same with a lot of people. I've quit and come back a whole bunch. Like I said, I've learned a lot, and that's the only reason I've even been able to get this far with my tablet. If this were my very first time, I would have definitely quit and gone. But I'd have been, screw it. But I knew it was possible to get it all up and running. I just know, it was going to be a pain in the butt. Otherwise, like I said, I might have quit. So let me get off. Oh yeah, so I had to do, I'm going to put this back there. I'm going to put that there so you can see that. And then, so I also had to go in here and set up the monitor. This is my TV. This is my actual monitor, and then this is my tablet right here. So I had to line all these up. which in turn I can pick which one of the monitors it is. So it's its own, or I can mirror one of these two. It's pretty cool. For some reason in Wayland, this whole thing goes off to the side or off to this side, and it's just not registering any monitors here whatsoever. They're off the screen. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I would very much love for maybe there is a bug within Wayland somewhere, but also Huion's drivers isn't set up for Wayland. It's set up for X11. So there you have it. Probably rambled on plenty about that. Let's disconnect my tablet because I don't need that anymore. And now I can finally get to what this whole video is supposed to be about. And yeah, of course. So that's why I had to go over it again, is I switched from the other Ubuntu Studio 2510 to 2404 and forgot to back up my video, of course. It's fine. I had basically given up, gone to bed, and said, I'm going back to Windows, but my ADHD wouldn't let me go back to Windows. It was like, no, you know it's because of this or because of that, and all these different possible solutions kept coming up in my head. I will be honest, that is part of the fun of Linux, and I do have it on my laptop and have for a long time. The difference is I haven't had to figure anything out on my laptop. I just watch TV and stuff on there, and check email or whatever, do bills. But this computer is actually for working, so like it's a lot tougher to be able to settle. Like I just want to get the dang work done. But on the other hand, I want to be able to get the work done on Linux. I want to get off of Windows. So I keep trying. I keep dual booting. We'll get there. I'll get there. I just got to badger enough of the right companies. And yeah, obviously, from here on out, double check that the stuff I'm buying works with Linux. I wasn't going to buy a Wacom or a Wacom, whatever you pronounce that. It's like 3 times the cost, twice the cost at least. Anyways, I might just fast forward through a whole bunch of this basic setup. I'm going to get the actual programs I like using on here. I'm going to switch this bar into something more to my liking. I'm actually going to add another bar. And then we'll start downloading some software. So let's do that real quick. Oh, actually, before we do get to that, I do want to say this is part of the reason I would want more than one copy of what happened. Why I would want each source individually is if I keep rambling with it like this forever, and you guys just have all of this of nothingness. Like, that's boring. I could just pop the source from my phone here. Anyways, but yeah, that's also part of the thing I wanted to talk about with getting OBS up and running. The audio was a pain in the ass. I had to go through and deal with a bunch of stuff like that I mentioned earlier. That too was a pain in the ass on Windows. I do remember getting the audio to work fine. There wasn't any lag, which there was on different distros, but on this distro, with the low latency kernel, I haven't had any problems. So it was also a pain to get it working on Windows with the volumes and the gains and the boosts and all that crap. A little more straightforward, and you could just kind of figure it out on your own, whereas this I took quite a bit of messing around. But either way, Windows sucks too. So but yeah, now we'll get back to the rearranging of my desktop and then to the downloading of software. So I will start with Ubuntu Studio installer. So we got the low latency kernel, low latency settings, performance tweaks. Audio is just audio software. Graphics, photography, publishing, video is all different software. Like video comes with OBS, graphics comes with Inkscape and GIMP. Photography comes with GIMP, but also like Darkroom or Darktable. And then wallpapers, menu, and music is music education application bundle. So that'd be kind of cool, but I don't need it right now. So I only check the ones I need. Of course, earlier you saw I uninstalled and reinstalled OBS. Yeah, I will get to the stuff that... So I got Krita, GIMP, Inkscape, and Kdenlive. I will download all of my security stuff right now. It's all Proton stuff. I know I should separate my VPN from all my other stuff simply because my VPN has my IP address and all of Proton's other stuff. There's no other way for them to get your IP address except through the VPN is how I understand it. So I'm thinking about going to Mulvad. I was unaware of this until recently. I'm still new with all the security stuff, just as I am with Linux. So, but for now, I'm just gonna do all my Proton stuff, and it's a good thing I downloaded FlatHub and Flatpak earlier because all there are is Flatpaks. It's fine that they are not official Flatpaks. In case you didn't know, they're perfectly fine. Official just means like Proton themselves made them or whatever. But if a community member makes it, it doesn't mean it's bad or anything. Doesn't mean it's tracking you. And they've worked just fine for me. So we'll install these. And yeah, obviously I could do this through the terminal. I've been a Windows user my whole life. This is how I do things. Also, package names are a lot weirder in Flatpak than they are with just regular apt or, deb packages. So yeah, I'm just going to do it GUI style unless I have to do it otherwise. Okay, I'm also going to download Vivaldi. That's my current browser. I'm going to do the Flatpak though. Apparently they're pretty privacy respecting. They are proprietary, but they're not going to go down the AI route apparently. I don't know a whole lot about different browsers. Apparently Firefox is going all crazy AI. They also are like the only non-Chromium based thing that's big, except Ladybird, which is not available yet. And once it is, it'll only be alpha. And I want a browser that actually works. I'm thinking about giving Zen browser a try. They are Firefox based. I do need a Chromium based browser because of my extensions that I use. Not all of them are available in Firefox. The extensions I use for language learning, language reactor specifically. Although I haven't checked recently, they did make, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but they did make it possible to sign up with just a regular email account, whereas back in the day you had to sign up through Google, not too long ago even. I don't know how to change my email now that they offer that, because I do have a Google account, but I pretty much only want to use it for YouTube and junk mail and stuff. But it is a bit of a throwaway account, yeah. But I don't want to put, like, I use Language Reactor. Anyways, I need a Chromium-based browser. I've obviously heard of Brave. I don't like all the crypto stuff, and honestly, I tried Vivaldi once, and I just liked it better than Brave. Brave is also proprietary, and, it seems like it's pretty private, but I also hear news that there's less and less by default privacy settings. Like you have to go in and harden it, kind of like you do with Firefox or anything else now. So I'm using Vivaldi for now, and I'm going to try Zen because it is open source, and we'll see how that goes. But I haven't tried it all yet. So speaking of which, let's download Zen. Here we go. FlatHub install. We got all our stuff here. Yeah, I used to hear the terminal was faster because you could download and install stuff simultaneously, but it's doing it here simultaneously. Obviously, running the GUI is going to take up a little bit of resources, but I highly doubt it's much. Let's let this go for a little bit while I think of what other stuff I need. You know what? On second thought, I don't know. Oh, I do need Anytype. Anytype is a note-taking app, basically. It's a lot like Notion, from what I hear. I've never used Notion. There's also similarities to Obsidian, also, from what I hear. I'm not 100% sure. Now, the thing with note-taking apps is you can't take any of them too dang seriously. If you make it about the app and keeping up with the app and beating yourself up when you don't keep up with the app, you're just adding stress to your life. It's supposed to serve you. It's a note-taking app. You don't let a notebook stress you out, do you? Well, I've seen Bujos actually. Some people maybe do get stressed out about a regular notebook, but regardless, it's for your use. So basically, like when I have ideas and I need somewhere to put it, I put it in Anytype. I've gone a little nuts with trying to organize it, but I'm actually gonna try these different methods of a Zettelkasten. I don't know, but I'm probably going to half-ass organize it as well. I'm not sure. I'm not going to stress out too much about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put what I need, and there is a search function. Once it's done downloading here, I can kind of give you a bit of a tour. But yeah, and then also let me know if you want a deeper dive on any of the software I'm downloading. I can totally look into making a video about that stuff, like Anytype specifically. There's plenty of Proton videos out there. Or like OBS, how I got my stuff set up. I might do an OBS one about getting, let's see, it would probably be right around here. Yeah, this little square here to look a little better. Like, not just a square. Put some decoration on it. I don't know how to do that yet. I gotta look it up. I don't know if there is a video, but if there's not, you know, or maybe not one for years and years. Whatever. As I figure stuff out, I will possibly make videos about it. So yeah, if you are not familiar with password managers, you definitely should use a password manager. I use one long, it's basically a sentence with numbers and such in there. I remember what it is. A sentence is a good long password because they're easier to remember than just random words or numbers and letters. And they're long, so they're hard to crack, force, or whatever. Like, I think Edward Snowden said something about Margaret Thatcher is something or other. Dang it, I don't remember. It was something ridiculous. Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it. Regardless, it worked for me. And then all I need is that one password to unlock my password manager. I also have a YubiKey. And I've set that up on Windows and my phone. You know what? I will see if it's even available. Yubico. Oh, look at that. Yubico Authenticator. Alright, so I'll install this and figure it out later. I've never installed this on Linux before. Oh, you know what? I'm silly. I did the software before, doing all of the, making this pretty. So let's do that real quick, and I'm definitely going to shut up and just let it fast forward through all that. I'm going to put all my icons, all my software that I actually use right here. I'm going to change up the panels and docks or whatever, and I'm not going to do wallpapers just yet because I have a file with a bunch of wallpapers. It's on my phone, and my phone is what's filming right now. So, let's make this pretty, and then I will, actually, I'm going to sign into a bunch of stuff, and then I'll make it pretty, but we're going to fast forward through all that crap. So here we go. Well, alright, I got all my apps in place. I got my wallpapers dealt with. I got my panels in place. I'm all set up. So, yeah, let's, just because I think it might not work, let's get Davinci Resolve out of the way so that we don't end on a bummer. So I do have some of these ISOs and programs and whatnot, run files, another drive in a folder on another drive, so I don't need to download them. Let me, so I got Affinity, I've got Davinci Resolve, already got Huion. Yeah, see, here's the Open Tablet Driver. You can just search for that if you can't get Huion tablet to work. Plasma itself on Wayland does have Wacom tablets drivers already. Like there's just in settings. There's let's see if there is here. This is X11, remember? Yeah, graphics tablet. Yeah, no. I guess I could try plugging it into there, but it tends to work. Oh. You know what? Maybe I will give that a try just to see if it works. Anyway, that's for another video. But in Wayland, it specifically says Wacom, Wacom, whatever. So we got Resolve and Affinity. What else was there? Was it Huion tablet? Yeah, it might have been. All right, extract here, and we are going to see if that works. Please install the following packages. Okay. Let's see if I could just go. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're just going to go. Oh, you know what? I still need to set this up real quick. I don't know why this won't transfer. I wonder if start page has something with them. I mean, Bing or Google, you know. I mean, all right. So, you know what? Let's go straight for the Duck AI. This wants me to install a replacement. It's already installed. So I'm just trying to install the dependencies that it was asking for. Waiting for headers. Alright, that did nothing. Let's try again. Yeah, it still wants us to install these missing packages. You know what? I do think I got it working some other time. Maybe I'll make a separate video out of this. But I'm not going to waste the time on it just now. I've wasted so much time trying to get that to work. And I realize it doesn't even have the H.265 and 264. However, whatever those are, those codecs that are apparently the most common ones right now and can take advantage of my GPU, those codecs are not available on the free Linux version of Davinci Resolve. So, goodbye. Now, this Affinity app image, you know what? I'm going to find my Anytype. You know what? I'll just type it in here. All right. So, like I was saying earlier, this is Anytype. You basically have your Vault, which is my Brain OS. You can have more of these. I've only got the one because I only use it for myself. You can collaborate with it and whatnot. I don't really care about any of that. I have a capture. There we go. And I can just go in there, hit slash, hit P. There's a page. And then I can start typing whatever I want, whatever notes. There's bullet points. It's markdown language, so if you know that, everything's easy to shuffle around, change up, like, uh, make it look cool, all that, but you don't have to do any of that. Anyway, so I just capture stuff down and then sort it later, like bookmarks or ideas or internet pages. I guess that's bookmarks. Projects, you can write in here, all kinds of stuff. Regardless, please, if you hear dogs or doors slamming, please ignore them. I'll try to cut them out, but you know, I got two dogs. They don't like each other very much. Whatever, anyways, they don't like each other. I got a rescue and my dog, and they don't get along. And the rescue is, I don't know, there's been problems. And we've had them like 6 months, which isn't supposed to happen. So, whatever. Moving along. If you need something, like right now, search Linux Affinity installation. Right there, bam. I probably could have saved that as a bookmark. I just use pages and whatnot. I'm gonna reshuffle and actually use the types the way they want you to use them. But over time, I mean, for now I use it how it serves me. And I'm not gonna do it right because that's not the point. The point is for it to help me. So, oh yeah, so this github.com/RisenDo/Linux Affinity installer with, you know, title caps. And it basically tells you, go down to system requirements. It tells you that it officially supports these distros with their little GUI installer here. Otherwise, use an app image. And with Ubuntu, it says use an app image. That's where I got this app image. And so it basically says use software that'll handle app images for you. Oh, whoops, I didn't want settings. I wanted the little shopping bag. Yeah, what was it? Gear or something? Gear lever. Manage app images. I don't know. It's just one I heard about. It worked last time. So, I'm going to install that. Cheese and rice. Okay. Drag and drop an image here. I don't know why it wouldn't let me drag and drop. That's why. Maybe. I don't know. Verify the source. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. I saw it online somewhere, but it worked before and, didn't seem to infect my computer, so I don't know. Let me know if anyone runs into problems, I guess. Move to the app menu. Bam. Alrighty. Let's get this. It's under graphic design. Look at that. Into task manager. And bam. Uh-oh. Here we go. Alrighty. You know what? I did forget to make these disappear. They're supposed to dodge. You know what? That might be under auto hide. Windows can cover, window go below. Yes, auto hide. And also this one. Auto hide. There we go. Alright. I don't know why it keeps opening up there. This is the main monitor. There we go. I'll choose 720 just because that's what a thumbnail is. It's on pixel. I prefer vector. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. It's done that every time. If I figure out what's up with that. But yeah, it seems to work fine. Well, pretty sick. So there you go. There's Affinity. The GUI installer is a little different, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure there's a video about it. In fact, I know there's a video about it. I don't know how old it is. It's maybe a month or so old, but I don't know like how relevant it is to the one that works now because I've been having to use the app image. That's part of the reason I wanted Nobara or Fedora to work is because that GUI installer worked. Apparently the app image works pretty good, so I don't know. So there's that. And you know what? Maybe I'll give you one last little bonus. I did this once or twice before. Let's figure out how to do PhotoGIMP. It's basically this thing where it makes GIMP look more like Photoshop, because if you've never seen GIMP, this user interface is just atrocious. Look at this. This I don't know. I don't know what this is. Colors. Where's the color panel? First, let me pick paintbrush. All right. This color? No. Uh, brush tools. Is it Windows? Toolbox. No. Document. Colors. Here we go. Bam. Wow, that's different than it used to be if I remember right. Yeah, I thought it had like these things you could pick, but that might have been 2. That looks, anyway, I don't know. I just don't like the way any of this looks. So we are going to go to photogimp.com. Davies Media Design probably has a better download PhotoGIMP. Can you just like click it now? I was gonna say that other Davies Media probably has a better video. In fact, that's probably what I saw it on the first time, but okay, so it is. You still do have to replace the configuration files. Okay, so I will download this. GIMP from FlatHub. Okay, I do think this is not FlatHub. Let me just see. GNU. Yeah, this is Ubuntu, so I'm going to remove that. FlatHub, install. Dang, it's going pretty quick, actually. I have terrible internet, so like it literally takes an hour to upload a 15-minute video. I wonder. Let's see. 3.0.6, 2.10. This ain't even 3.0. Released on. Okay. 3.0.6. 2.10. Okay. Yeah, let's launch this just to see what the difference is. It's probably way different. Yeah. Still looks like garbage though. So, we do have the FlatHub version. Download from this repository or just click here. Start and quit GIMP, so I did that automatically. Click here. And a download of the zip. Extract content on your home folder. Overwrite the files if needed. So what I'm going to do, got my downloads, and I will extract them here. Yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure I just go into the GIMP file. All right, I am going to open my home file in a new window, and we'll do it like this, just so it's easier for me to see because my camera's up here. I don't want it to be in the way. All right, we got config GIMP. Let's go GIMP. There it is. I'll just rename this for now. There we go. Move there. And then go back home. Go to local. Local. Share. Share. Applications. Applications. Local. So we can go to share. Icons. Icons. iColor. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. All right. And then close both of these. So yeah, basically I went into each of those files and replaced those files with the ones they provided, as you saw. And you're done. So let's remove this. Go into graphic design. Check that out. It has the icon. Look at that new splash screen. Kind of like the old one better, but it pops up right here. I think that's the same one. And check it out. It looks a lot more like a modern layout. I don't know how much I'll be using this, but whatever. It's there. PhotoGIMP. So I basically went through this just, like I said, as a creator. Anyone who might be interested in switching over to Linux, if I do get Davinci Resolve working, I will let you know how. You can still use the X264, whatever it is. Mostly just on your CPU, but you can still do some pretty good editing if you got a good CPU. Anyways, yeah, I wasn't trying to like bash Linux or nothing, and I do think it's worth all the effort. And a lot of the problems aren't Linux's fault. But it is a pain in the ass to anyone who's trying to switch, and I can see why people would want to give up and just go to Windows. I mean, I had to give up. Davinci Resolve, at least for now, I will, like I said, learn some Kdenlive. We'll see what's up with that. Oh, but yeah, I forgot. Again, I killed my video before. This is Davinci Resolve Black Magic speed editor. So that's part of the reason I want to use Davinci Resolve. It definitely speeds stuff up. I don't know if Kdenlive would work with it. So that's a big part of the reason I want to use Davinci Resolve. That definitely speeds things up quite a bit. So yeah, there you go. Have a good one.